It should come as no surprise that the Catholic Church maintains two sets of records, one for the mundane and a second secret archive for matters of a sensitive nature. In the late 1980s, a priest leaked information to a Minneapolis attorney that files known as sub-secreto files, Canon 489 files, confidential files, or C files could be found in the diocese. Now, the previously secret files held at a church or diocese are available to members of the American justice system. Although church lawyers objected, in a 1988 Pennsylvania case, the judge ruled that it doesn't matter that the church gives a file a particular name. The decision was followed by ordering the disclosure of the file of a priest who allegedly molested a mildly retarded boy for nearly a decade. According to the Los Angeles Times, numerous Catholic orders, including the Salesians, Claretians, Venetians, and others, may be ordered by LA County Superior Court Judge Emily Elias to release their secret files on June 4th. Access to these confidential files will be an invaluable resource for prosecutors and lawyers for the victims of abuse by members of the Catholic clergy. At the end of May, Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Emily Elias set a deadline of September for the religious orders to turn over files on dozens of priests for public release at a hearing. The release of confidential files kept by the orders were agreed to as part of settlements with victims. Although the judge gives the religious orders a September deadline, some files could be released as early as June and will continue to be released throughout the summer. According to Raymond Boucher, an attorney for victims, most of the orders have come forward with a positive attitude. We want to get this behind us. However, as a reporter for Addicting Info pointed out, how many more of these archives around the country and around the world still await a much-needed public examination? 29-year-old Terry Holbrooks Jr., who converted to Islam during his time as a Guantanamo Bay prison guard, is considered by some as a traitor and a patriot by others. Holbrooks was inspired to convert by observing the so-called terrorists, as he put it, that he was hired to guard. He started asking himself, was I lied to, about the detainees being terrorists and a threat to American safety. Holbrooks began talking to Muslim prisoners about their faith, reading the Quran, and researching Islam online. When Holbrooks converted to Islam while he was serving at Guantanamo Bay, he found a measure of health, discipline, and peace of mind he'd never had before, as he put it. He lost that peace and discipline when he was stationed back in the U.S., but finally realized why. He said that he had stopped being a good Muslim. Holbrooks is now a faithful Muslim in private and in public. According to Kay Campbell, in an article for AL.com, Holbrooks has been called a traitor because he criticizes the injustice of Guantanamo. Happily, most Americans seem to understand that it is patriotic to fight injustice, even injustice perpetuated in the name of fighting terrorism. Holbrooks has been accused of being a traitor because of his conversion, which is where he got the title for his book. Traitor? Wikipedia's Anti-Pagan Crusade. Although the title of the Salon article reads Wikipedia's Anti-Pagan Crusade, it is a Wikipedia editor named Cordy, otherwise known as Robert Clark Young, who is on a crusade to alter or delete selected Wikipedia entries. Because Cordy thinks writer David J. Brown is a self-appointed spiritual savior who had styled himself a modern-day messiah who combined all the powers of Jesus and Freud and Einstein and Marx and, oh, why the heck not, Timothy Leary. He deleted Brown's page from Wikipedia. However, David J. Brown is not Cordy's only target. Because he thinks that all arguments postulating the death of the novel are fallacious, Cordy wrote an essay entitled The Death of the Novel, and created a Wikipedia page to promote his essay and to argue that his literary analysis was superior to a choice selection of some of the greatest writers of the 20th century. Using Cordy's activity as an example, Andrew Leonard, the author of the Salon article, maintains that the closer we look at Cordy/Young, the more we are forced to grapple with the flaws built into the mighty Wikipedia machine.